She's 4 years old, she's pink, and somehow, she might be the scariest Watterson of them all. At first glance, Anais is just the sweet little sister, but look closer, and you'll see something else. A mind that calculates, a smile that hides strategy. What kind of child outsmarts everyone and never breaks a sweat? Let's talk about the genius no one's really figured out. Picture this, a toddler with the IQ of a NASA scientist and the emotional awareness of a Bond villain. That's Anais. She solves problems faster than the adults around her can even name them. While Richard's trying to figure out how to sit in a chair, Anais is writing equations that predict time travel. She's the Wattersons' walking, talking brain, and somehow still has time to roast her brothers without blinking. But the more you watch, the more off it feels. Anais doesn't just solve problems, she engineers them to prove a point. Let that sink in. Take a closer look and a strange pattern emerges. Gumball acts on impulse, Darwin responds with emotion, but Anais, she calculates. While the rest of the Watterson family bounces around like chaos incarnate, she's quietly pulling the strings. She doesn't just react to madness, she manages it. In episode after episode, Anais subtly positions people exactly where she wants them. Not through force, not even persuasion, just a glance, a shrug, maybe a single raised eyebrow. And suddenly, Gumball is panicking over a brilliant plan he thinks he came up with himself. Darwin's moral compass shifts without even realizing it. Nicole backs down, Richard obeys, without Anais ever raising her voice. It's unsettling once you notice it. She doesn't follow the game, she is the game, and it's not random, it's deliberate. Like she's playing a long-form strategy game where every move, every tantrum she avoids, every disaster she quietly reroutes is all part of some grand design. You ever seen a toddler treat her dysfunctional family like a military simulation? Because Anais Watterson does. And the scariest part, she's really good at it, and she never breaks a sweat. It's not all smug genius vibes. Beneath Anais's flawless logic is something much heavier, something almost heartbreaking. She's stuck, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, surrounded by a family that operates on noise, chaos, and pure nonsense. Anais doesn't just feel alone, she is alone. Imagine being the only one thinking 10 steps ahead in a room full of people who can't even finish a sentence. It's not empowering, it's exhausting. Anais isn't just the smartest Watterson, she's the most aware. And with that awareness comes isolation. When your parents act like children, your brothers function like cartoons, and your world resets every episode, where do you put your trust? Who gets you? She's a child who was never allowed to be one. While Gumball runs through life like a firecracker and Darwin swims in feelings, Anais is watching it all unfold like a tired adult at a kindergarten birthday party. Out of place, out of sync, and quietly worn out. Ever been the youngest in the room but still feel the oldest? That's Anais. Always calculating, always correcting, and secretly aching for connection she knows she may never get. That's not brilliance, that's a burden. Now this is where things get seriously weird, because every now and then Anais says something that hits wrong, too sharp, too self-aware. She'll mention how nothing makes sense, or she'll glance at the camera not by accident, but like she knows someone's watching, and once you spot it, you can't unsee it. She doesn't just break the fourth wall, she slips through it. She calls out the cartoon logic, the random resets, the way reality twists itself into knots. While Gumball and Darwin are busy flying through logic-defying chaos, Anais is clocking it all, silently logging inconsistencies like someone reviewing a broken simulation. And it begs the question, is Anais truly part of this world or a visitor in it? Imagine being the only one in your universe who knows it's fake, that your memories, your voice, your existence were scripted by writers you'll never meet, that every hug, every fear, every moment of joy was designed to fill runtime. You wouldn't laugh, you wouldn't cry, you go cold, and that's what makes Anais so disturbing. She isn't just smart, she might be awake. Here's a theory you won't be able to unsee once it clicks. Anais isn't just a character, she's the voice behind the curtain. Think about it. Every time the world of Gumball spirals into absurdity, who's the first to call it out? Not Nicole, not Darwin, definitely not Richard. It's always Anais. She's the only one who seems aware that things aren't adding up, that the plot's unraveling, that the laws of logic just took a vacation. She doesn't react like a character, she critiques like a writer. There's this dry, razor-sharp wit behind her lines. She calls out cliches, points out inconsistencies, rolls her eyes at the randomness, almost like she's been forced to live inside a script she didn't approve, and she's over it. Anais is Lisa Simpson reimagined. Same frustration, but with less jazz and more subtle contempt. When she speaks, it's like the creators themselves are slipping in a comment about their own show. Yes, we know this makes no sense. Anais knows it too. You're not crazy. It's clever, it's meta, and if she is the writer's voice, then maybe Anais isn't just the smartest character, she's the only one who's truly real. Let's go deeper. What if the Wattersons aren't just a chaotic cartoon family, but a full-on metaphor for the human mind? Every character represents a core part of how we think, feel, and survive. Gumball is raw impulse. He acts before thinking, charges into chaos, thrives on instinctive reactions. Darwin, he's emotion, sensitive, caring, reactive. He swims through life with his heart wide open. Richard is base level survival, primitive instincts, food, naps, and avoiding effort at all costs. Nicole embodies pressure and control, the internal voice that screams, do better, be better, now. And then there's Anais, pure intellect, the thinking machine, the quiet, rational voice that analyzes everything while the rest of the mind spirals into panic. She's the reason the family doesn't collapse under its own weight, the hidden CPU keeping this cartoon brain from completely melting down. But here's the danger. Logic doesn't work alone. It needs emotion, instinct, rest, play, and Anais, she gets none of that. Because when intellect becomes the sole driver, you don't get balance. You get burnout. You get cold, calculated silence while the rest of the system slowly fractures. And no cartoon, no mind can survive like that for long. With all that brilliance, Anais still can't do the one thing that comes naturally to most kids. Just be. She doesn't run wild like Gumball or burst into laughter like Darwin. Instead, she watches, processes, calculates. While the rest of her family is busy feeling, Anais is figuring things out, even the things that aren't meant to be solved. She can design a rocket, debate quantum theory, solve chaos like it's a crossword puzzle. But emotions? Emotions don't come with equations. Anais is like an AI trying to understand love. She mimics the responses, but the software underneath isn't built for it. When she tries to join in, it's mechanical, like someone pressing play on a scene they studied but never lived. There are glimpses, moments where her eyes soften, where you think she's about to break free, but right before she does, the walls go back up. Not because she doesn't crave connection, but because she was never taught how to handle it. She's not cold, she's not broken, she's overloaded. You ever see a kid so rational it makes you uncomfortable? That's Anais, too young to be this controlled, too brilliant to ever fully let go. Maybe Anais isn't the villain. Maybe she's not even the genius. Maybe she's the message, a quiet warning wrapped in a pink bow. She's the kid who always has the answers because she's never allowed to ask questions. The one who's praised for being calm, smart, responsible, while silently drowning under the pressure of keeping everything together. Anais is a mirror, a reflection of what happens when we treat childhood like a training program for adulthood, when we reward intelligence but ignore emotion, when we turn kids into fixers of things they didn't break. Ever met a child who worries more than the adults around them? Who thinks before they speak because they're too scared of being wrong? That's not maturity, that's survival. Anais is what happens when brilliance never gets to rest, when structure replaces safety, when logic becomes a substitute for love. She's not cold, she's tired, not mean, just maxed out. And maybe that's why she hits so hard, because deep down, a lot of us know what it's like to carry the room while being the smallest one in it. Anais isn't the problem, she's the proof that even genius needs grace. So the next time Anais appears on screen, clipboard in hand, eyes sharp as ever, don't just watch her, observe her. Because maybe she's not just part of the story, maybe she's watching it unfold, just like we are. Is she still the child genius holding everything together? Or the quiet force studying a world too broken to fix? Whatever she is, one thing's clear, she's not just in Gumball, she's the one who sees through it. And if you see it now too, then maybe you've been part of her calculation all along. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.